Do again. I'm gonna go and watch Scream stream once I've finished today.
Yeah.
Just see if I can pick out some more magic moments where he mutes his microphone and he's like, "Oh, God damn it!" And he unmutes. He's like, "Ah, yeah, welcome back."
Gentles are for noobs. That's what I was saying to you in WePlay though. Remember when I was watching the games on Scream's channel as well,
Yep.
and I was hearing his comms, and it was a consistent like he'd be like, "Oh, there's one guy on the left, mute it," and go, "God damn it," and then go back and go, "They're over here."
Now it is the pistol round. It is Liquid's pick. We are on Haven. G2 won the first map in style, 13-4. Scream. He does not want to allow this to happen again, Mitch. He's got the opening pick, and Scream is continuing to push forward. He's got Eccles back up there, Piff round the corner. Oh, he can't line up the shots. Scream continues to bowl forward. He wants to deal the damage, and he wants to put the hurt on to G2. Those grenades, though, are doing damage. Mixwell finishes him off. And Scream, he's down and out of it for now. The heal's going to come up onto Mixwell from David P, and they want to try and push on this. It's all about the retake now. 3 versus 4. An advantage for Liquid that's quickly taken away. They're working into it, but that's Eccles coming out, doing the damage. That's what you want to see from him. And now it's all on Artist. There's a lot riding on Artist here to get it done. But this is not the shots he's going to land to start off with. He's very low on health as well. No armor. A couple of shots and he's taken out of this. Doesn't have the information. The camera spots him and Eccles swings. And you know what? That's what you want to see. Some fight out of Liquid in the opening game here.
Liquid are on a 5-win streak when it comes to Haven. They beat NIP 13-10, destroyed Vodafone Giants and BBL, and had a close win over OnePlus Phoenix 13-11. But G2, they take that one step further. They take the 5-win streak and turn it into 7. Vodafone Giants. But if you think back to that game, 18-16, that was our 5 overtime game. They barely won that. They played BBL twice, 13-10, 13-9. Pretty close scorelines considering the level and the caliber of that team. Going all the way back to a Party Pirates game at the main event of WePlay, and that was the only time we saw them even pull it out.
Oh, Soulcast, he's done it again. The ability king on the raise. And you don't often get boombot kills, but it's more information plays you get off there.
Yeah.
The fact that worked just goes to show. Now, what I'm going to say, Mitch, you'll mention all the past matches. If people didn't catch these past matches, youtube.com/Allied Esports is where you want to go and grab it. We've got all the past matches on there, and some of them are 100% worth watching, guys, because we have had a phenomenal tournament so far. Arguably one of the best tournaments in Europe thus far, just because of the format. It's very unique, how it's all gone down, and we're only about to hit playoff stage tomorrow. This is the last group stage game. Easy pickup for Scream. Some more Aegis. This guy, man. This guy.
A point that we touched on a few times with Scream was the cancellation of his invulnerability, and it just caught them off guard there over on the G2 side. Because when he cancelled it, you saw Sova was already putting out a recon, so he wasn't peeking on that angle.
Oh! And he heals himself up. Come on, come to me. He's saying, I want another bit of you. I'm guessing you're all here. You must have stacked it.
It's a shorty. He's
going to be an ace as well. Oh, no, Soulcast got, Soulcast got one. So it'll be 4K for Scream.
Pith can't peek that, but look at that. The eye goes down. It gives it away. Scream. He's getting a little bit too greedy, and he's getting shot by that shorty, but it doesn't come close enough to deal the damage and finish the kill. Liquid gives him a little bit extra on top of those balls of vision he was throwing out. And it's going to be a second round for Team Liquid going into the third. Obviously, G2 can get a full buy up. They basically full ecoed. Artist has got the operator in hand straight away. I want to see if that goes to Mixwell, but a lot of the time Artist will be taking it. You can see
the
the early
difference,
peak.
Mixwell has not been as full forward with that operator as of late.
It's worked out.
Yeah, it definitely has. Some of the speed jet plays with a Phantom in his hand is wild.
Cover going out.
This time, though, it's very passive play for Mixwell as they go for a nice, safe C-hold. In fact, if you take a look at where those tripwires are, they're not even in garage. They're not contesting for that control all too much. Instead, looking for it as they run down the hallway and up through C-long with the 2-player stack. The only problem with this is they're giving up control of the window. So these players can easily jump on through and start to challenge the player that's playing the B side or whoever would be playing the B side at the time. It means they also constantly have to check for control, which they're currently not. Big gap in their defense. Luckily, David P will go back and check that.
I'm loving this, though. This is the same setup as before, right, for Liquid. They'll put 2 players into garage. They want to bust onto the C site. And currently, it's only Piff there. They've actually rotated a player towards A. This is the typical wait for the clock to run down a bit and then go. Mixwell's not wanting to poke into window. Nothing wants to be given away just yet. I love the fact they put the Sage Wall up at C, but that's going to break by the time they start to push up. Slow peek comes out from Soulcast. Nothing seen just yet. Gets rid of the camera, but that'll be the tell for them. And now they'll just run it back. We've seen it before. Or maybe they will go for C this time. The usual is that they run it back to A. But here we go. They want to go for it. They want to completely push on it. The slow goes down on the floor. Piff is going to have to be absolutely huge here. And he is to start off with, but that's all he's going to get. Liquid push their way in, but they're not done. Mixwell is on point. He's got 3, and he's speeding in for more. Cryptic spots it, but he can't land the shot. Artist in with the operator shot, and the round goes in for G2. And that was a big round indeed. They did not take much casualties. It was the way they needed it to go there to show Liquid. We got a good read on what you're showing us.
Yeah, Mixwell just made a huge play with that 3K spray down. When you look towards the A defense as well, you saw that they actually didn't over-rotate after that camera had spotted them out. They expected the same old Liquid, and look how beautiful that was. The transfer player to player.
He headshot Soulcast, right? So he hit the first player, which was in the line, didn't go for the other player who was literally behind it. Headshot Soulcast and then went on to the third.
It was beautiful. The inaccuracy as well from the headshot blew out some of those bullets, caught them all from their sprays. He just got away with one of the most beautiful 3K spray downs I think we've ever seen. Good thing we had the replay to catch it from his perspective. Gorgeous. It happened so fast as well.
So is this the Liquid push where they wall off left side, push up on the right and take control? They're just going to run into the site instead, and David P is just holding the angle. He says, okay, you can have this site. If you want to push into me, I'll pick up an easy kill, no problems. Scream's actually quite low on health as well. And now Mixwell's just walking in. Liquid don't know what on earth is going on, and G2 have a perfect read on the situation.
It's so odd by Liquid to play it like that. They get control towards B, but the players are so slow to move. The spike was down towards their spawn. A Scream falls in the window. This is just Spire. What the hell was that, Mixwell? You can't do it. Like, just was that a jumping wallbang headshot? Just stop. If he had his ult up, I'd appreciate it, but that was with a Phantom.
I feel at the moment like Liquid are trying to mix up what their stable is, you know, like the normal parts we've seen, the general defaults you would call them. And now what they're doing is they're maybe trying to think too hard on like not showing their hand.
I can see that.
Because like it looked exactly like they were just going to do the wall off and push in, and instead they tried to slowly push in. But what were G2 doing? Super defense.
Yep.
Not even in the site, they won't allow it to happen. That was ridiculous. It's a shame he wasted the ult off the back of it, but that was style points, me. So
Exactly.
I'll give you that, my man. Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, G2 are definitely feeling confident at the moment. I want to mention as well what this game means. Obviously, we said that they'll take first place if they win over on G2. But for Liquid, if they can just win this one map, the difference is they'll get 2,500 euro instead of 1,000. So the win here or even the tie makes a massive difference because they won't be bumped down that one spot. And obviously Fun plus Phoenix then would be bumped down from 1,000 to 500 as well. So they're sat here going, come on, Liquid.
Oh, it's huge. Oh, Eccles tries to sneak in. David up high, though. It's not going to be a problem for him. If you're Liquid, you just got to keep your heads in the game. You guys know how to do this. You understand what it is. But this match it has such a rivalry already. It's brilliant.
That previous round where they just went up through B definitely showed some cracks. I think I agree with you. They're probably overthinking. Oh my God, look at that push through from G2 all the way through A. But now there's a little bit of a problem.
He's pinging everything.
Patatech needs to be careful. He's jumping at the... Oh, the timing was so good. He didn't see him as he initially jumped out, but didn't make any sound. And Cryptic's had a Marshall anyway, so it would have been a pretty hard shot to connect.
So cool. Artist is still looking towards window. 2 stuck in garage at the moment, and they don't know where to go. With 20 seconds left, it's just like, 2v5. Oh, Piff, that's less than ideal. Scream will take you down, but Artist is there on the backup. Scream. All right.
Ace clutch time, maybe. They push out to try and deal with him.
Yeah.
Not a bad plan. I mean, he could have probably gotten the spike planted, but wanted to go for the kills instead. And I think one frag in that situation is better than getting a spike plant if he had gotten it.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Yeah, it's not too much of a problem for him.
That money is it's 5,100. Yeah, everybody's up around 6K for the most part on G2. They're stacked up on cash. They've just taken the lead as well. And obviously, if you're defending like this, This is not the typical G2 defense either, right? They're tucked in a little bit. They haven't been overly aggressive. We just saw that push from Patatek up A long, but that was late after a little bit of info sold. So, like, I wouldn't even consider this the best part of the G2 defense just yet. I think that's coming up. Team Liquid have got a really rough hand to sell. Oh, there's a double peek on short. This could work out well. The eye through as well. They spotted them go into the corner. Oh, they don't know about the second. This is the problem.
Yeah. Though Lynx found one as well, so this is a good round for Liquid potentially. I say potentially because it's still G2 they've got to deal with, and David P, he knows he wants to try and turn this around, but Scream, well aware that this could be going down. And he puts another player down for the fun of it. 5v2.
The camera we were talking about earlier over on C long, that's a very passive one, so they can't destroy it by just having one player peek the back, but it does mean you have to constantly check. It makes for timing to possibly play a role, but it doesn't look like it will, because the majority of Liquid are moving towards that A site. It's all down to Patatek to get this done. He smokes off short, but no one's coming from there, and these long players just need to delay a little bit of time, because Patatek's about to be shot on the side. He hasn't got a clue. Okay, then. He looked over at just the right moment. Took down Eccles. We didn't get to see that, but you're going to... Oh, this is... It got a little bit close, because if that paranoia goes out just a second earlier, Patatek wouldn't have gotten wide swung on in time. I could have been 2 or 3 players in the spray down. Literally just 1 second separated it. But now Pith has to 1v4 it in a post plant.
Nah, this is much better though for Liquid, right? They went in for those opening picks, relied on Scream to be the entry fragger.
What I do like is that obviously they hadn't put a lot of players towards A before. Scream goes out, 2 players are spotted, and once that happened, you have the immediate reaction of G2 to push in Garage. Link's just holding that with an operator. So this is the easiest kill of his life as soon as they start to move forward. And that's really what you needed to see. Because the 1 kill alone isn't necessarily enough, but as soon as Link finds that frag, that's when David P goes, okay, I don't know where this is, so now I need to push. And he gets himself into a position where obviously Scream's just watching and waiting. And then he was commiserating. David P was sat there like, come on, dude, say it ain't so. He's not watching that. Next time, he probably won't go.
It is a beauty when you see Scream land those kind of headies, right?
Just one after another.
And Scream right now is the one fragging out like crazy. The rest of Liquid need to bring it in. Oh, Mitch, you're stuck in the window again.
I can never make it through tight spaces.
Don't I know? I've got to sit in a car with you, get in the lift with you. I'm always squashed up on the side.
I take up the most space between us, Banks. That's that's a fact.
Here.
We could just squeeze you a bit, make taller. You'd be perfect, mate. We'll mold you out of Play-Doh.
If only.
Play-Doh Mitch. Play-Doh Mitch Almighty. I love it.
Oh, God.
That's the new name.
I don't think it's going to sell, I'll be honest.
I'll just keep plugging it until it does.
That's
that nervous laugh.
Well, I want to take a look. So Liquid again going for the slow round. The issue for me here is that as we approach a minute, you haven't actually seen them push anything.
No.
Like previously they had that little bit of a short skirmish, but at the moment they were just looking for G2 to randomly push, and that's not something that they're known to do. Reactively, sure, but at the start of the round, unless Mixwell is really feeling it, which currently in this map he isn't necessarily, you won't see that kind of play. The passive hold that we mentioned towards middle of B comes into play yet again, but this time it really punishes G2 as they lose control. Oh, that peek from Artis somehow works out, and he's going to look for even more, but he doesn't know about the player up close, and that's where the problem comes into play. Good shot by Eccles. He swings through for more, and that's much better than what we saw in the previous map from him.
Still, they're not out of the dark just yet. Mixwell's there. Link's going to be just holding it. He's waiting. Straight in with a shot and it misses. Patatek bangs 2 of them in the head, instantly domes them, and G2 get a round that it looked like was definitely going to be a potential fight for Liquid to have, especially from Link's position. Oh.
And we saw Eccles go through and find that double. Like the return by Mixwell, everything just goes their way. And the shot missed by Link, again, just seals their fate completely.
I'm imagining Artis' comms now. He's like, yes, boys, get him. I can't do a Scouse accent. I'm not going to try, but I'm just his wording that would go alongside it.
That was so nice by Eccles.
Eccles just like rolled on by, popping heads. But even that wasn't enough.
And that's funny because, like, from Liquid's perspective, they found the weaker side. They got on. They get the spike planted. They get opening duels as well, even after post plant, and then everything falls apart. Scream just opened on the Artist this time, though. Now they're sending him out to try and be that skirmisher to find the kills, even against the operator player. But then they slow it down. Again, we've seen this from them already, and you're going to make G2 second guess how much map control they can leave open.
But what more can Scream do? He has been entering, he's been getting picked, he's pushing forward on it, he's playing that confident Reyna, and even then, right, it's not been the easiest. He even just picks up that one straight away. Mixwell gets one, Scream straight on the refrag, keeping the numbers advantage in their favor. David P looks to get involved in some of the action. He's going to wall it off for now, and oh, that's just in the nick of time.
Yeah, perfect. The eye even came around, so he would have been dead to rights. Here's the Liquid special. The wall on the left, and Link was up on top of it this time. So Eccles is safe to plant as Patatek falls, and Liquid go into a 4v2.
You know what they call that? The Linky Dink. Gets on his own wall, pops him in the head, rips him clean off. And now, Liquid trying to get this round done. Surely, yes, this is no way it's going to go in favor of G2 now. Piff, the only one left alive, and he'll likely just try and hold on to his weapon. Link's up high. And he is the headshot machine alongside Scream.
I expect G2 to go down towards a more normalized hold. The very passive play hasn't been working for them, and typically you'll see them go aggro for early control. Even with their operator being deleted as quickly as he was over on Artis on long, I think you realistically need to play that a little bit differently.
Look at Scream's score.
14-5. That's ridiculous.
Look how close his teammates are to him, though.
How close?
Yeah.
I can't even see his teammates.
Exactly.
But that's the thing, right? When first of all, they got 5 ults, which is scary as it is.
Pretty solid, yeah, I'll take that.
But realistically, you now need to be looking at it. Scream is hitting that game. He's on Arena as well. He's got his ult. Set him up. You have to play around him at this point, because he's the one finding your opening duels. He's the one converting your rounds for you as well.
And this is when he's at his best, right, on the attacking side, when he can open it all up. Now they're sneaking into Garage, but this time it's a 3-man push, not a 2-man. Oh, Mixwell's just holding the angle. He's well aware that this is going on. Soulcast has fallen as well, and this is just so painful to watch. Liquid think they get in with chances. Scream goes down. Patatek sadly teleporting to his death, but guess who's got the knives out again? He started with a headshot on the first, and one is on the side, spots him out. Oh, Mixwell, that was a tad bit awkward. But it may not matter. Shock darts going out. An Artist. Well, once he knows where you are, those shock darts are coming straight for you.
Oh, they most certainly are. Hitting the mark. And if you didn't know who you were playing against, I tell you, you'd be shocked.
Oh, Mitch.
I'm here all night.
That's the problem, isn't it? My life.
You love it. Uh, 5-4 at the moment. G2 in a position where obviously they're comfy as can be.
Oh yeah.
But you want to extend it even further. These early advantages that they were getting, Liquid have managed to come back into it. Oh, just looking at your teammate up close. The portrait mode. You can sell those pictures for 5 at least.
Soulcast though, right? If he can find a way into a site with a bit of backup from Scream, right? Scream entries. They get into the site, he's got his ult. They can rely on that for some serious show-stopping damage if possible, but I don't like the idea of him being the entry. Oh, there we go. Comes into play. Nicely done by Scream again. Eccles has been taken out. It is the Soulcast ult, but he can't get anywhere with it. Trying to make it work. Oh, it's going to be huge. He gets both of them. The grenades are going to go out as well. Brilliant work from Soulcast. He forces him away for now. Stops the recon from revealing at least his location. Right on the side of it, Mixwell's going in for the hunt. Soulcast doesn't want to poke this. Oh, Mixwell misses.
Either way, Cryptix was there for the trade immediately, and that's the setup that you like to see from Liquid. Not just relying on individual duels like some of the stuff we saw earlier on. That's how you allow 2v3s, 2v4s to go back in your opponent's favor. This was absolutely gorgeous. I thought he'd get one, but the second player came around. The slow was in play as well, which is the most important part of that. Nobody could run away or even jump out the window, which would have probably gotten them away from it. They had to just stand there and take it they did. And those 2 kills alone are really what stopped them from being able to go in for the retake.
Yeah. That ended all of G2's plans. And Liquid still making this competitive, but it is very even here until Mixwell. This time he's getting the opening. More presence down towards that C-long area. And already he just rotates over, looks towards B, ready for Liquid to switch things up a bit. Oh, it's the waiting game. If Mixwell hits this, that's a huge problem. Oh, narrowly missing. Soulcast pokes out for it. Information had, though, they're going to be aware that at least another operator player is on B. And this is the guesswork now. It's like, how do we go in? How do we set this up?
There they are.
Well, you can imagine
And
just go
Liquid
for
they're not going in for those confident usual executes. The things we've seen from them all week. Okay, yes, GT probably looked and have an idea of what you're doing, but play to your strengths, boys.
They've already lost Link in this round, which is a res just completely out of it. David P holding a literal pixel angle ADS.
I can't see that.
I can barely see anything, and yet he can, apparently. He's sitting inside his screen. Probably has a binocular just focused on it. Look on down.
One of those monocles, man, the eyes.
Exactly, yeah. So he spotted them coming through with basically no risk. I don't think they had any idea they were spotted till he shot. But look at this position by Panatek. Easy kill onto Scream. 14 seconds left. Paranoia goes out. They can't see a damn thing. Oh, that actually stopped his accuracy. But he got Cryptix eventually. The rest of the team rallies to his aid. And this round is over and done with. Liquid back and forth like ping pong, whether they were going mid or whether they were going A. And in the end, all they did was die.
That is so painful to watch for Liquid. They thought they had a chance. No one checked out to see if a player had pushed through Garage. And they paid the price in a big way. This is just perfect. Look. Oh, yeah, easy first one. There's not much time anyway. The Paranoia is literally perfect. And then he bangs it through the wall. Dirty T. Oh.
Gorgeous stuff. I like the fact that the blast pack took away his accuracy for a second.
Yeah.
Not too often you see those timings work out exactly like that. Slow early on. This is very dangerous. David P luckily got it out in time to stop anyone from pushing, but not from pushing short. They're already up close. Artis is going to spot them, though. There's one, there's two. Same setup from Liquid as what we saw when they successfully found one of their first buy rounds. Solkas drops this time, and on the back of that, they're going in for aggressive garage control, but that doesn't work either with Eccles taken down. And where do you go from here?
They probably try to back away to B because they know they're heavily outnumbered and gunned. That wall's gone up as well. Unless Scream can get some amazing entry, but Cryptix will at least find it. There we go. Now it's game on again. But is it going to be enough? Mixwell's here, poised and ready. Starts off strong. And Artis is involved. Scream couldn't get it in.
That's a big problem. The fact that Mixwell and Artis find both those kills, put Liquid behind. They just popped the res, committed heavily to this round. You've got the wall on B. But what's Eccles going to do from here? Just go, like, they don't have the spike, first of all. 35 seconds left. And obviously, you're leaving Link in a very compromised position, pushed all the way through. He had to win that fight, but as Eccles dies, look at what Link has to do. It's so separate. I don't understand that.
They've lost. Something's gone wrong here massively, right? They're not communicating in the same way. Something's amiss.
It's the last round of the half, like 14 seconds left.
And 3 of you are going to be alive doing nothing. Oh, yep, there you go. They don't even need to watch for it. David P ends it. So there was 2 of them alive, not communicating together. Maybe Eccles thought he could just get it on his own, but you should at least be playing together when it's a 2v3. That's definitely winnable.
Like, Link just pushes into B by himself, even forces the fight onto Artis, which is already a 50-50 fight. And what does that accomplish? You still don't have the spike, you've got to go get it. If you die, you lose the site. Now they're defending everywhere, and as soon as they spot your final player, they'll instantly rush in. You no longer have a wall, you no longer have a player to cover that plant. I mean, like, the risks are so big on that fight. I don't understand why they don't just pull back together, get the spike, and push together on another site.
If we get to a point, right, where G2 win this whole tournament, can we just fly an American team to stay here in Europe so we have some competition for them? Get some extra competition for them, maybe? I don't know. Like,
do you think an American team's going to be extra competition?
Probably not, but at least it gives us a different battle to watch.
That's true. It's true. It's the same massacre again and again. I mean, every time they've played, pretty much.
So much damage. He's being hunted down. Those grenades are good, though. That's going to force him away for now. Solid timing from Soulcast. They're still going to go for A. This is brilliant. They might think you backed away. Boombot goes out. They won't find any success, though. He gets tapped down.
This is a very important round for Liquid. They need to win this if they want to be getting... Oh, this aggression, it's so risky! But the trade is there for Soulcast. At least he manages to pull this back over into their favor. Well, not really into their favor. Obviously, the attacking side now has less defenders to worry about. The push seems to be coming in towards the C site. Despite that mid control that's in play for Artis, they're going to sprint on out, and Link is going to play the ultimate bait. Artis catches Soulcast, though. Now they might want to go back and go into B. Yeah. They've got window control as well.
They're just playing off it. This is so smart. Scream needs to deal here, but there's someone running around him, one right in front. Oh, he's on point again, and that is why they pay him the big bucks. Scream locking it down for now. Is it enough, though? Still 2 players left to find. David Pino, oh, good spot, but he was missing some key shots. Scream still there, ready and waiting. He will finish it off. Link's alongside him, and Liquid do get the pistol, and it's an all-important one.
Absolutely ridiculous from Scream to get in that position and deal with all those players. They thought it was open and free to go. You saw that obviously Artis was rotating around the back. Patatek thought that maybe the C rotate was what he had to worry about, but little did he know Scream was just waiting on the site for that peek to come through.
He played so perfectly off the sound, right? He heard the footsteps and went, well, he's not quite there yet, so I'll deal with the other guy. Yeah. Gets the spike. The other guy then goes to face him, and he's like,
what's up? I'm Scream. How you doing?
You got no head now, boy. Look at his score. That's a carry bag and a half.
Yeah, he's got the rest of the team in his backpack. They send him a Liquid backpack, and
it's
not just
huge.
with the logo. Content was 4 of his teammates, and at the moment, he's carrying them all too easily. Link, though, coming through to try and do a little bit of his own lifting. Scream on the swing. That nade is perfect. David P was a gunner no matter what. And Scream finishes it off. It's a relatively clean round for Liquid.
By the way, I'll tell you the truth. Like, I've seen Scream in the gym. He can lift as well anyway, so he's been carrying. He's been ready for this. I don't think he thought he'd be carrying 4 Brits of him, you know, but...
Probably not.
There's been stranger things that have happened in the world. 7-7, though. This is Liquid's chance. Like, no one on his team has more than 9 kills, and he's up at 21.
This is the Scream that we expected to see, really, when we got into this lineup. When he joined it, replacing an Artis, you just thought that, all right, he's just going to be absolutely dominating.
Yep.
And for a while he was on the Reyna, then he went to a more supportive role. Went Breach, he went Sage, and I'm loving seeing him back on this Reyna. Yes, the flashes might not be as powerful as what Breach brings, and Breach may bring more...
Depends on the style of the team, though, doesn't it?
But it absolutely does. But in Scream's hands, I don't care about the flashes or the supportive element. I care about the fact that he can choose his fights after he finds the first kill, which is after every fight, and he can choose whether to heal, constantly getting himself into better positions individually.
Think of it this way. You give someone a steroid, and he chooses when to use it, and you unleash the beast whenever he feels like it without being held back in any way. That's exactly what you want to do to a person like Scream, with aim like him. And Liquid, are they going to try? They can retake this. They should have a good chance in it. Link's hoping someone's going to push further forward.
They know Scream is coming as well, because he's just booped the tripwire. Destroyed. I don't know why boot was the word that came to my head, but booped it.
There's a boop.
A few bullets. Yeah, Link's been booped off the server for a few seconds. Cryptic's on the flank. David P has to move quickly. He was still healing up. Wants to get that Phantom. I was making sure he wasn't going to be swung on as he did. But time is so low, they've got to just run in and get these kills. And it doesn't happen. Scream should just go and save with that wall in play. And yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. Even saving will be hard because David P's in position to catch him, but just a second too late he peeked.
The timing is there.
This looks so funny, that X-ray of Scream jumping. The legs aren't moving, it's just like a character floating, bouncing along.
He does save the weapon though, at least. That's another round now going to G2, and they regain control just by one round. The problem is, you can never feel like G2 are out of this, just because of how well they've been able to play on that previous map.
This should do.
Albeit their pick of Ascent.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
And now here, just how the first half all went down.
Cryptix is right, that is a nice spot for the cage. You just see their tippy toes as they come along.
Going out.
That camera, oh, he's changed position on it actually now. Still a bit passive, but it gives him more sight down the right side.
Oh, wow. That's nice from Scream. Eccles has found one as well. This is the start Liquid wanted.
That's really nice. They're watching window and the push out towards Garage at the same time. A fast response coming through from G2, but it's not finding any mark as Mixwell misses with the knives, and Patatek, he's been massive for this team over the last couple of days, and he's got a massive clutch alongside his teammate to make work. The shot not connected for Eccles, but he's going to make the right call. Just back out of there.
Yeah, don't hang around for that, Eccles. Paranoia worked, but you couldn't land the shot. Certainly doable for G2, but it's going to take something pretty damn impressive.
Doable but difficult.
Yeah.
2v4, 45 seconds at least, and spike control, so it's all just about getting themselves a site, and they've done that successfully. A smoke and a cage later, they'll get the spike planted. No one's in position to stop them. I wonder if Scream will use his ult on this one. I feel if they get a kill, more than likely.
Yeah.
So they could burn up an ult. They're probably not going to win this one, so that would be like already just great if they could find the opening kill on this.
Liquid patient though, they want the full team push into this. They're making no mistakes when it comes to it. You see the Shadow Orb goes down, but Piff found Eccles. Oh, the Boombot timing. They bounce off those walls. Patatek's positions, no, Piff's finding more. This is not looking good for Liquid. Great timing, but Piff's now got it in a 1v1. Soulcast, he manages to achieve it. And again, his abilities are so useful. He is the ultimate Raze right now, and he brings it to an 8-8 scoreline, saves over an operator. And it was so scary. That's what I mean. 2v4, G2 just make it look like it's always possible.
They
But it really shouldn't be.
Yeah, all that was just down to the op again and again on Pith, hitting every single shot. Literally, like, one away. A lucky wallbang, really, by Soulcast was what decided that. Even if Patatek managed to find that kill, which a lot of the time he does, if it wasn't for that blast pack. It's just insanity. Nearly a 4K from Pith to win that. Liquid slipping up, they've got to be very careful, because if they can almost lose rounds like that, well then, I don't know about even rounds like this where G2 just have pistols. They're going in for a full stack towards Garage. Well, I say full. They've left one player, Pith, behind.
We've got to keep stressing how important this match is for both teams. Liquid to remain in first place, they need to win this. If G2 win this, it goes 2-0, and they'll be in first place instead.
Literally €2,000 in the difference for G2 if they win this map.
That's a good start from Eccles, though. Link's there as well alongside him. Can Liquid continue to do this? Yes, they are. They're not going to be faulted in a round like this. Though there's still a Phantom up on Piff. Artist is stuck behind the wall. Doesn't want to give anything away as the rest of his teammates have now fallen. He's thinking about it. He just doesn't want to make a decision yet. Oh, there they are. Ready and waiting. No problem at all. Everyone on Liquid is still alive. They've managed to hit the 9th round, but it's all about getting the next and just not allowing this back and forth, one round at a time scenario.
I like the attempt of the recon. The single bounce. He wasn't trying to spot them. He was trying to bounce it off the wall so that they would look up and shoot it, and they wouldn't be focused on that corner as he came around. Throw their crosshair placement out of sorts, but that just didn't work. And Scream currently on 23 kills, more than double the next best player on his team. That's insane.
Oh, he's having a field day.
On 9-8, and you've got that kind of a scoreboard?
Cover going out.
Insanity. This is oh my god, it's such an aggressive push.
Rush.
It's a medium buy from G2. They're trying to catch Team Liquid off guard. The ult in play, not landing. But look at this, the weaker weapons are just overrunning C.
And now they've got some big boy weapons to play with. The revives come in as well. G2 are gunning for another round that they had no business winning. Scream's got to try and force his way in, but they've also got to be careful of these flanks, and I'm glad they're checking Garage out now. All the corners checked, but these players might start to just put through. Now, no, Scream's actually popped that. He started to shoot through it, which means they'll have an idea that he's close by. This is scary. More taps coming through. They're just handling it. The ults come out. Oh, that's nicely done by Soulcast again. Scream's getting one as well. David P right on the edge. Oh, and he's whiffing all the shots at the Deagle.
They know where the final player is as well. Pith, Sheriff in hand, has to try and stop that defuse, and he couldn't get it done. Liquid pick up the round, but it is so much sloppier than you would expect.
Oh, yeah. It had me on the edge for most of that. As soon as we started to see them get those opening weapons attacking the C site, I thought, that's it. They're going to lose it, aren't they? They're going to bottle it. It's going to go 9-9. But instead, finally, a 2-round lead here for Liquid, where they've had to fight their way back in. Kicking and screaming along the way.
Look at the double operator setup coming into play for Team Liquid. They're not taking any risks. Eggles and Link going to be deploying them. They're looking
Show me what you got moment.
Yeah, they're looking for those early fights. They don't want to give G2 any room to maneuver, and Patatek is the one to fall first. Over towards short, Eccles picked up that duel. And with that, Liquid, 4 ults online, can play so passive.
Mixwell snuck into Garage, though. And I don't think they would have heard him just yet. Eccles just holding the position.
They've destroyed both tripwires now, and all that's about is just making them paranoid over on Liquid, that they can't feel like they've got map control at all.
Mixwell's got given so much room here. This is really scary if you're Liquid. Not just in a great position, but they have no information as to where you are.
They're going to 4-man rotate towards the C side, or at least initially it looked like it. Obviously, with Eccles moving back towards A, it won't be as strong, but the retake potential is definitely there. They can strong-arm their way in through one side. They have to be very careful, though. The fact that they have no control over Garage, never mind. David P just gets domed out of it. That's a massive thing lost for G2, because now with the ultimate popped, they know they can get into positions really quickly. It speeds up this retake a lot. And G2, the markers are down. A perfect paranoia, but Artis was close enough to still see Solkis and take the shot. This is a big whiff, because over on A, Eccles has missed the shot and now is being closed in on. The ultimate goes through so he can teleport, but they need to get in here now and win these fights.
Oh, Piff. Oh, Piff. He whiffs the first shots, though. That's not what you want to see if you're a G2 fan. But Mixwell's going to make up for it in the best way possible. They spam him down. They manage to get it done. The little cat version of Mitch is sprayed on the wall. And 11-8 is found for Liquid.
An average height and slightly above average weight cat. But like 11-8 for Team Liquid, they've got to be feeling so happy.
It's happening.
They are literally 2 rounds away from not only winning the group stage, but securing the grand prize for group. Because if you guys are just tuning in, there is a prize for the group stage, and there's a prize pool for the playoffs. So if you come in first in the group stage, which a win here will guarantee Liquid, they get €2,500. And G2 will be in third with 500. That is a lot of money. €2,000 for whoever wins this, essentially. That's a pretty big grudge match in group stage. And if they tie, Liquid still wins, so that's perfect.
Liquid will take a tie. It was G2 that needed the win. Again, they found their way easily into the B-bomb side. Artis in the back lines. Oh, the spray through. Soulcast starts off strong. They now need to push on this, and it's all going to come down to the timing. The slow gets put just down into the window to ensure that no one's going to be able to flank him easily, as always. But it's Pip again! Again! And again he's done it! And he used his ult! This is not what Liquid wanted. It's all falling apart! Scream sneaks in and he's still doming heads, but is it going to be enough? Oh, it's so close, but Scream saves the day.
There's enough time for that defuse, just about, and it looks like Team Liquid are going to be taking 12. This has been so close, but this next round and the 3 that could follow dictate whether Team Liquid are going to win €2,000 and for the first time in Valorant history not let G2 just top out groups.
I'm in disbelief that Piff was able to get away with that. 2 rounds in a row he's been flanking like that, and then somehow Scream, look, invulnerability pushes forward. They try to focus in on Eccles, the only one they could hit, and it still doesn't work out for them. This is just crazy.
Liquid's defense basically treats B like it doesn't exist. They'll use it for opening duels at the start, but then they'll fall back and just play sides because they're so confident in the retake. And Scream, there's the opening duel we're talking about. Straight down to Patatek and 1 step closer to letting G2 finish playoffs in 3rd place, Banks. Groups, not playoffs. Close enough.
A little bit too carried away there. But that's what Liquid need to ensure that they don't get carried away. Now is not the time for it. Soulcast right on the edge, gets himself 1, throws down the satchel, looking to do some more, but he's got Scream alongside him. Scream, this is the time for you to shine. 2 more players to find. It's David P and Mixwell. And Mixwell, oh, he's doing it again. He's sneaking. He's getting it done. Oh my God, the flanks is what it's coming down to. It's now a 1v1. The spike's going down. It's David P on full health. He's got the 50 shield in there. And the revive, it's huge. Link, he could have been doing this perfectly in order for this to work. David P all alone, 3 versus 1.
Scream has his ult as well, Banks. That could be very dangerous. They're going to clear underneath. You can already see it, the drop from up above. And this is going to be the end of the 7-round win streak for G2 on Haven. And the end